Luke Tanaka here with Elmhurst men's basketball coach John Baines. And coach, a 3-0 record since our last interview, an 8-game win streak, ranking number 6 in the nation. What's the overall feeling in the locker room right now as we transition into conference play?
We've been playing really well. We came off of Christmas, and you never know after you take a week off whether you're going to pick up where you left off. And I think we got an older group, and they made the adjustment fine. And I feel like we're guarding well, and I think that was something after Christmas we really wanted to focus on. And so I'm pretty happy with where we're at.
One of the big milestones, even before we get into the matchup on Saturday, was Will Nixon becoming the career leader in blocks here at Elmhurst. So how has he been key to the success of the program and the turnaround of this program to become national prominence, really?
Sure. Well, number one, he did that in 2.5 years, so that's quite an accomplishment. When I say me personally, when I was hired here 3 years ago, Will was someone that was looking to transfer, and that was our first big recruit, in a sense that the other schools that were in competition were Augustana, North Central, Carthage, and so coming off of what was not a great record and coming in here and getting Will to come to our program really put us on the map and said, okay, listen, good players are coming here and we can do it here. And so I think more than anything, he helped set that foundation for us. And then he's flourished, and he's a great teammate, and the guys love playing with him. He's a good mix for the team that we have. And I'm really proud of him. He times everything really well. We knew he was a great shot blocker, and it doesn't surprise me at all.
Speaking of Will, he had 17 points and 10 rebounds and a big win over Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday. What was the key to success, specifically in that game, playing a pretty tough defender in Trevor Sebring?
Yeah, Trevor's their best player, and last year it's funny because at the end of the year we had lost to Wesleyan, and Will had not played well versus Sebring, and not just Will, but some other guys. And we knew going into that game that was a key matchup. Whoever was going to win that matchup probably had a good chance of winning the game. And he played awesome. He was great. And the team played well. But the thing that Will's done now defensively is he's always been a good off the ball defender in terms of blocking shots and becoming a secondary defender. He's really improved from a junior to senior year in just being on the ball and guarding his guy. And to make progress like that at this late in your career that's really helped us defensively.
Illinois Wesleyan came in second in the conference in both points scored, about 83 per game, and then in shooting percentage as well, which was over 50%. And you're able to limit them to 64 points and I believe just 36 or 37% from the field. What was the big story defensively there? How were you able to limit them?
I think you're going to see that now that we're into conference. I think we're going in there averaging 91, and we got held down to 78. Everybody knows what everybody else is running. We know the calls, the players, and so I think you're going to see a drop off in some of the offense. So I think that's part of it. Defensively, I thought we just really we contested their threes well, and that was a big key for us because you got to get them off the 3-point line and not letting Trevor Sebring get to us. That obviously took a big part of their offense out of it.
Being an alumnus of Illinois Wesleyan, does it give the win a little bit more sweet? Does it make it feel nice?
These days, we're trying to get W's. It doesn't make any difference to me now. That seems like it's a long time ago. I laugh. When I played, some of these guys weren't even born. So that makes it, for me, I'm not sure anybody really remembers me as an alumni anymore. I'm just the guy that's been coaching against them for a long time.
Well, now let's transition. You got Augustana, number 1 Augustana, coming into R.A. Faginal Hall on Wednesday. Perhaps one of the biggest matchups that we've seen at R.A. Faginal Hall since you were an assistant coach here at Elmhurst in the mid-2000s. And so how do you prepare a team like this team that has played big games in the past, but maybe not much of a national prominence game like this? How do you prepare them for this kind of matchup?
This sounds like coach speak, and it really isn't. You don't put too much into this. This is a second game of the conference, and I think that's part of the great thing about the CCIW is that when you're a good team in our league, you're going to be one of the best teams in the nation, and that's always been the case. And I think for our team now, we're playing in a game of this level because now we're one of the better teams in the nation, and we're playing another one that's one of the better teams. And so I think that kind of comes with it. And I think as when I was an assistant and we had teams that were in this situation and we had these big games, I think you start rubbing off the, this is a high pressure situation, and it just becomes, this is just a conference game versus a rival that we've always had. And I'm pretty sure it'll be a physical, tough game and usually a close game. And so just hope we make the plays down the end.
Last season, it was two very close matchups against the Vikings, both losses, but both very close games against a team that's been very good. You return pretty much everybody. They return pretty much everybody. So you guys are very familiar with each other. So what do you think is going to be the key in this game against the Vikings?
Well, first of all, the team that has won, I told our players, the team that has won rebounding in this matchup has won 13 of the last 14 games. And so we've always both been very similar in that way. I think both of us are beating teams by 9 on the glass. In a lot of ways, we're very similar teams. We have a bunch of returners back. We hit the glass pretty hard. I think we both defend well, and I think we're both pretty disciplined teams. So I think it's just a matchup of who can get on the glass, and then I think on the other end of it, I think we've got to stop their transition game, and I think they're probably going to try to take us off the 3-point line, and I think whoever gets that done will win.
Matchup 7 o'clock on BlueJayTV here at RA Fagnall Hall. Very excited for that matchup. Good luck, Coach.
Should be a good one.